Okay, so here begins the trail. Oh wow.
Yeah.
This isn't ridiculous, but it's fairly rocky. The guy said just go slow. Yeah, that squeak is it's two things. It's a reservoir of the front shock squeaking into the fender plastic. It just whenever the shock flexes, it touches. Here's a good line. I'm gonna go up here and avoid all these rocks and all this crap. All right, we're in the woods a little bit, but hey, what's a few branches between friends? And now it's like suddenly gravel and nice. Okay. This isn't too bad so far. We're at 26 or 27 on every tire. A bit aired down. Okay. Oh. See Daisy. Yeah. I don't know if it'll look as dramatic in video as that rise and dip back was. Here's another one. So we're gonna come up on a real switchback here. And then after the switchback, you can already see why they don't want passenger cars though, because the first of those bumps, I think there are passenger cars that would have bottomed out on that, I think.
That's probably why they did that at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm sure they put those there on purpose.
The other thing we got to be real careful about is that was horse poop. So there's definitely people riding. So that's another argument for taking it low and slow. Here we go. Up the hill. All right. That I don't. You'll know if people sense it on the video, but a passenger car would bottom out, like say a Prius, it would bottom out on that thing. Yeah. It's just too low. Okay. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. I'm also concerned because we don't have a huge amount of vision forward on this trail, and I don't want to hit a horse. That would pretty much tank me psychologically for the rest of the summer. So let's go ahead and think of the horsies. All right. Again, I don't know if it'll come across on video, but look at this thing. All right. The other thing, too, to give folks that are watching this, that is one big pile of horse. That actually no, that's horse poop. That is one big old pile of horse poop. To give folks some perspective on this, I'm in two-wheel drive right now. I haven't bothered with four-wheel drive yet. I haven't had a reason to. Here's another big dip. I mean, the problem is they just go up and then they suddenly fall down. And I think you are wise to not take a passenger car up here because I think you will bottom out. All right, let's see. Let me get over. I'll get over for this guy. I'll get over for him. Give him enough room. Hey there. All right. That Jeep's back, like cooler platform, is almost falling off. Something I assume they know and don't need to be told by a bunch of obnoxious, but obviously superior Tacoma people. It's hard, because there's the whole, we're the Tacoma tribe. We took your ancestors' lands, Jeep. All right. This is a This thing would not be kind on your shocks either, by the way, this road. So one thing I can tell you right now is, while this is totally passable for, like, I'm joking about Jeeps, of course.
Yeah.
Well, this is totally passable for a Jeep or a Tacoma. And again, I'm in two-wheel drive, so still. I do not recommend this for a passenger car for sure. This is like my parents' Prius. Or my Camry. This is too much. Let's just slow down here. I'm gonna come through here slower. There's a lot. I mean, would you take your vehicle through here?
No, I mean, there's certain spots.
I should have gone around that rock, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna clear. Let's hope. Oh, please clear. I must be beyond it by now. Okay, I gotta do a little bit better job of my lines there because I sort of fell asleep. All right. Okay. Somebody fed their horse like Mexican last night. This is an epic. Should I form a line around the horse crap? Honestly, this is an epic about a horse booth. Don't mess with this horse. He means business, boys. Let me tell you. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that would be the wrong horse to hit too.
Oh yeah. Oh, he'd probably turn around and bite my bumper off or kick my doors out. Oh, here we go.
Oh, no wonder why there are a whole bunch of them. That's
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the.
So I'm not going to try to pass them because I'm actually a little bit nervous about the prospect of that, and they're too strung out along the trail. So it might be a little while behind horses, folks. I don't really care because all I have that waiting me back in the hell of the flatlands is R programming and Stata programming and JavaScript and every other dark mark on my life.
This would be a nice place to go.
This certainly brings out the squeak in my leaf springs. So we're past cutback number 1. Let me take the line here around these rocks. And over the rhododendron. That was swift. Hopefully I didn't get my CV boot or something. Probably not. So for us, does our road turn here? Yeah, I guess this is a turn, isn't it? This is yet another.
Where's it go out that way?
Which way do we go?
Is that a posted notice or is that a?
I think we're supposed to go here. Let's see. I'll know in a second if I screwed up. That does not look like a trail. This also would explain all the horse poop, though. In fairness, it wasn't one particularly troubled horse. It was a series of troubled horses.
Kind of fun to come up on horseback too.
Oh, I bet it's awesome to come up here on horseback. What if this is some sort of tour or something?
Maybe.
This horse is pretty. This guy's on in the back.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I wonder if they have these like a group of people that own their own horses, or this is
I assume you agree with me. There's been nowhere to safely pass.
yeah.
It's interesting. The road is almost steering my truck at this lower speed.
So, it looks like
I'm gonna let them get ahead a little bit.
looks like they're pulling over.
Yeah,
Maybe their trail goes.
could be. I think they're. I don't know what they're doing.
They're just letting you pass.
Yeah, I think they are. Thank you.
You're welcome. Appreciate the passion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're nice people with beautiful horses. Can't argue with that. America. America.
Mountain folk.
I bet you, I don't know. I bet you some of them are kind of
City.
from down in the
Yeah.
cities, the flatlands, if you will. I mean, I think the attraction of coming up here is pretty friggin' obvious. To avoid,
That's true. Well, I mean, you also get people from like the Virginia side. I mean, we're in Virginia now, so
yeah,
that might be a.
it could be DC, it could be
Yeah.
Charlotte, it could be the Triangle, it could, I'm sure that this place is so amazing. I'm sure it draws people from like Atlanta. There's probably some New Yorkers here, despite our many attempts to prevent them from entering the South. I'm kidding, folks.
That's why we
I
gave
am.
you the Adirondacks.
The inside joke here is we're both New Yorkers, guys.
Take it easy though. You're up toward the edge over there, but
Yeah, is it a drop off? Get a picture of the drop off,
it's
dude.
enough to.
This almost looks like a wash, like when it rains, something pretty heavy comes through. One thing I have to say so far, I have not seen anything that would merit, like if people want to come up here, I think from what we've seen so far, like higher suspension would be enough. You don't need like locking diffs.
Yeah.
An off-road suspension might not be a bad idea just because this road is giving your suspension a workout.
If that actually came out or not.
So there's almost an unbelievable vista here if there were a couple fewer trees. It's upset about one of my tires being at 27 while another one's at 26, which is weird.
Or does that just mean that the? Because that's programmed for regular tires, though.
No, I know, but what's weird is you've got a tire at 20, you got two at 26 and one at 27, and the one it's annoyed about is the one that's at 27. Of course, if it's PSI drops, I'm gonna go back with the ARB thing just to make sure I seated the valve stem enough. But it's pretty much been at 27 the whole time. I just don't get why it's annoyed about that one of all the ones it could be annoyed about, because the other ones are lower. See, now we're getting a fairly decent line right here. I think we can just drive a bit. I mean, I'm not going to go fast. I'm only going, I don't know how fast I'm going, like 5. But it's pretty interesting that it's annoyed about the 27 when there's two at 26. but it's indicating that that's the one where there's an issue. And I mean, if there's actually really an issue, I've got a spare, so I'll just whatever. All right, we are coming up another couple minutes on switchback number 2. It's actually going a little bit faster than I thought it would.
And that guy did it in a 4Runner.
Yeah, and the one in front I think was in a Land Cruiser, like an older Land Cruiser. That guy's an awesome guy. I've been talking to him on Gmail. He's an awesome dude. But they kind of go around all over the place, doing kind of overlanding, and I mean, you could not have a nicer, better thought out lifestyle choice, in my opinion. So you just get to see the world. Well, and particularly you get to see these. If you think about it, this probably hasn't changed a whole hell of a lot since the pre-Columbian era, where we are right now. I mean, this road obviously is new. Although, would you be surprised to learn this road follows like an old Native American trail? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Now, I think the last time it was maintained might have been the pre-Columbian era. All right, so here's a question about a line. There's a bit of a stone in the road there. I'm going to go up here on this side and sort of move. That one under, I didn't go over enough, but I appear to have gotten away with it. There's been nothing so far that would hit the differential.
Yeah. You're still in 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, I'm still in 2-wheel drive. I still have not engaged 4. Now, one thing about my saying you don't need 4-wheel drive, if this road was real wet, I think there's a case that we would already be in 4, because I can see some spots where you might be getting some slip. So right here, I'm going to go up this way to get a line. I'm going to go up to the right. Okay, there we go. And we got another stone in the road here, and I'm going to go around this one and put it under my right set of tires. Again, though, supposedly there's huge stones up. What is this car up here? This is a brave soul up here, because this looks like, what is it? Jesus. All right. I'm impressed. Also, a little horrified.
Or it's just stuck. It's been here for years.
Oh, wait a minute, Eve. Wait.
He might come down.
Is he turning? Oh, no, he's okay. It's turned. I wondered if the wheel was at a bad angle, and I'm like, oh my God, did he actually blow out his IFS? like dislocate an upper control arm or something. This is one.
I'm not entirely sure how he got that.
Rocky road. No, I'm not either. However, that is not a super low clearance car. I noticed as we went by it. Okay, let me go past this a little more slowly here. There's a couple rocks sticking up there, and better to hit your low rear differential at low speed than high speed, folks. Okay. This one here is interesting because it's a peak and there's big rocks on it, so I'm going to go around like this. All right. Again, though, I don't think there's anything like a Jeep or an off-road Taco or, a Raptor couldn't handle so far, at least from my thing. You can tell right here this is kind of a wash. A creek goes through here sometimes, like if it rains. You can see it's sort of cleared. Water comes through there. All right, so what in the heck is this up? You see what I'm looking at up on the road up here?
Yeah.
I think we can just go around it. That is one big-ass boulder. Let's just go around it. That is a big rock. That is a big honking rock, boys. All right, so, yeah, once again, we're going across a creek. So, if this was really rainy, you might need 4-wheel drive.
So that's the horse trail. Yeah.
Oh, so they might be coming up that?
Yeah.
As like a cutback?
So this kind of a road is not really so good for horses.
No?
Yeah,
I don't know much about, my uncle had a horse farm, and yet I'm amazingly ignorant, and I like horses. I wasn't kidding you. If we ever hit one accidentally, it's one of the reasons being so cautious. The rest of the summer, I'd be like a head case over it. But I guess we're coming up on yet another sharp switchback. I thought they were. I guess that wasn't the other. That's a sharp switchback we're coming up on. I think we're kind of snaking around a mountain here, basically.
Yeah. And there's something else too. If we do like a
The temperature in that thing, or the pressure is down to 26. That's not good.
That's only one
PSI.
PSI off. So I don't know.
Would you keep going or stopping? The other thing too is the TPMS isn't exactly scientific.
Yeah.
Well, I mean it's scientific, but it's not exactly accurate.
I mean, if you want to pull over and take a reading, you know.
Nah. What's interesting is none of them are perfect because the TPMS is coming in lower than either the handheld, AutoZone one, which I've actually found to be, it was cheap as hell, but it's lasted forever and it's pretty decent. So the AutoZone came in with the highest reading, the ARB below that, the TPMS below that. So none of it is really science. The other thing that could be happening is they could all be going down because remember the air that was in the tires was hot. And while we are on a rocky road here, I don't think it's creating quite the, that heats up your tire.
Yeah.
I suspect the tires are cooling as we go up this hill. I am glad we aired down though because I'd have rattled my sphincter by now. I know the audience needed to hear that. Okay. There are some points we could turn around here. You could turn around if you wanted to as well. On my side, you can really hear that ARB. I'm sorry, Arizona Desert Systems, or whatever it's called, ADS. The reservoir for the coilovers, you can really, really hear it squeaking against that inner fender. I may try to do something about that at some point because it is hella annoying. And you might not be able to hear something that was actually wrong. You can hear it.
Yeah.
It's that the reservoir, when the shocks go down, the reservoir is pushed a little bit because the cord or the hose that attaches the reservoir to the shock is heavy duty hose. So it's juggling and it's already up against the fender wall. So it's just enough. And there's no way you can lubricate your way out of that squeak because it's the action of the thing against the fender. It's just, I'm not sure what to do though because there's really no more space. I guess I could take the reservoir off and use a heat gun to try to we're driving on a creek.
Yeah.
Folks, our trail is in a creek. How freaking cool. I would like to point out to you, however, that despite just crossing the Mississippi River, I am still, now the TPMS has that back up at 27, so I'm to hell with the TPMS. I am still in two-wheel drive. I've never gone at a 4. There's never been a reason. This right here, I don't know if the video will catch it. This is a place where a lot of sedans would bottom out. You got to be up. You got to be up. I don't think we've hit our bottom yet, though, have we? I don't think so.
Oh.
This is interesting here. Let me go a little bit up on this line over here. But you got to be a little careful because there's a stone over there too. Okay. Can you imagine being a Forest Service person if this is your daily commute? Holy crap. Well, I guess if you had the right off-road racer, it'd be awesome.
Yeah. So
You take this thing at 90. Woohoo! Yeah! I just watched a Top Gear, the new one with the American one.
Oh, I haven't seen any of them.
I thought it was really stupid at
watched
first, but
I
they're
watched in the beginning and it was not
Tanner, Adam, and someone else, someone. there's kind of a, tough Italian kid from Philly or Brooklyn or wherever the hell he's from. There's a sort of obnoxious, the kind of, he's just a kind of douchebag that would go to Duke University. And there's a, by the way, we're Tar Heels. And there's a chubby one that you just want to whip him in his ass with a towel, like in the locker room, like hard. Like where do I go now? I think I'm supposed to go this way here, not straight. This, folks, is a heck of a switchback. So watch those switchbacks. And we run into horses again. So there are horses on this trail, and you have to share the trail with horses. I personally don't care because we're only going marginally faster than the horses. How far do we have to go here? Let's pause. Let's totally pause for a second. In terms of wild turns, we're just about done.
There are a few other little smaller grade turns.
Yeah, but no vicious switchback. We're basically done.
One more up to, like, down here close to the mountain. To the summit.
Yeah, but we don't have a vicious switchback. That's kind of it for those. Do you remember when we started up there? We're 26 minutes into this now. I have no idea how long we've gone, but I can't believe it's more than a mile. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Lady, we're not going to run you over. You don't need to race.
She's just trying to catch a bunch out for this boulder here.
Yeah, I see it. So the line here is I'm getting the first one under the left side, the second one on the right side, and we are once again in a stream. Boom.
The same one. We're up the mountain, so it's the same one as down there.
Yeah. Well, oh, you're right, because the switchback. You're right. It's got to be. You're right. That's right, because it was right down there. We hit the other one. But I mean, if you look at it, like if it was rainy conditions, there's been a series of these where it's very obviously sort of a switchback.
Oh. I think the boys would love this.
Oh,
Exactly. I don't know.
TJ totally would. In the back, both of them had their windows rolled down. They'd just be looking out at the world.
Zach would be talking to all the horses, all the people on the horses. He likes to strike up conversations with her. Did I ever tell you what he did with this? We pulled up once at a red light, and there was this a very attractive blonde woman in a convertible next to us, and he just rolls down his window and he's like, "Hey, sup?"
He goes, yeah, he said, "Suck."
He's like this, and I'm like, he was like, I think he was.
Did you raise him properly? Was he low riding?
Oh yeah. Oh, you got a car up here too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna go through, and hope there's somewhere I can go around him. Yeah, I can get around him. I'll go up here. I'll go up here.
Watch out for the dip in here.
Yep. Let me get up here and get out of his way. Okay. Hey there.
He's gone. Dude, you know what? I just realized what we need to do.
What?
You know, forget this lumen stuff or
Yeah.
You know, what we need to do is
Horse guiding?
Since that's the new thing is to be content creators and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just go all over them and just make make YouTube videos.
We should have a channel. This could be the first
Yeah.
video of our channel. We'd entitle this one "Two Idiots in a Truck." Actually, I'm going to
Two rednecks and
Two Idiots in a Truck. I'm gonna name it Two Idiots in a Truck. So actually, in case this actually ever became a video on a YouTube channel that actually went somewhere, We are the parents of I'm a 10-year-old, he's a 6, soon to be 7-year-old, and we've learned the hard way that for out there camping sites like this, and we're headed up to the Scales campsite of the Grayson Highlands in the Mount Rogers area of southwestern Virginia. We've learned that you're going to want to go ahead and scout these campsites. You don't want to
Have any surprises?
get yourself in a situation like I can tell you one thing I suspect already based on the creeks we've gone over. We're going to have to carry water in. I can already just sort of tell. I may be pleasantly surprised when I get up. You know, the creeks that I was looking at up there, I looked at like the Google Earth historical images, and sometimes you could find it as clear as day, but other times it was like, where is it? Which makes me think it's kind of dries out kind of situation. All right,
These
we'll
must-
go. Yeah.
These must be tours too.
Oh, I think so. It's some sort of tour.
Because this is like a significant number of horses for people who just decide to go
Yep.
horseback riding.
I think they're getting.
Actually, I wonder if that's the same tour as the first one that we did. The one
I
that's
am
farther
very
away.
impressed by the horse cutback if it is, because they've lapped us mightily. If it is. All right, I'll get over. All right, let me get past them. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, now we have a big old boulder I gotta watch out for here and get a line around it. Thank you.
Yep.
Good.
Thank you.
Have a good one. All right, that's. So I don't know if people caught it in the video, but you know, you'd want a line around the boulder, that boulder back there. If it went underneath, it might hit my differential. It was high enough. And this truck is, you know, it's lifted, what, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, something like that. I mean, I need to measure it again because, you know, once the suspension's been in a while, there's settle. Let's call it 1.5 inches lift now.
Yeah, this isn't the same.
No.
The same.
Is it a big drop off to the right, Yaniv?
It's not as big as before, but it's.
I don't know. I kind of like the fact the horses are here. I think if they were here the day we're here, though, I think it would add to it for the boys. But I think you would agree with me. We got to get the heck out the door like real. I'm thinking even 5:30. Wake up and be on the road by 6:30. It's Labor Day. There's no need to get off the. You guys are good. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, these are the people. that
Go ahead.
were,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna go by carefully. I don't want to hit them. You just say thanks.